Okay, so what we need is the usual. I don't need any props today, but if you need something for your head, if you need a rolled up towel or mat for your low back, just get those and keep them next to you or already prepped. We started sitting down last time. Today I'm gonna start laying down. Okay, so however you want to lay down, we're going to start breathing to just relax the back on the mat. So prop your head if you need to, rolling down nice and controlled. Okay, head prop. If you need the sponge for now, you can. If you don't use it yet. And just relax the body on the mat. So we have the knee bend, the feet wherever you want for now. You can keep it wide if your back prefers that. If you want to go ahead and go into the alignment, you're going to have your heels in alignment with your sit bones, your toes facing forward, and a 90-ish degree on the legs. Heels can be right under the knee or slightly forward. It's up to you, okay? I just started. So let's just breathe. So breathing in and out. I can't see you guys.
There's spine.
Just relax the spine for now. Yeah, keep your body relaxed and breathe. Breathe to the belly, breathe to the torso. I just need you to relax the body on the mat. However is comfortable for you to do that. Relax your shoulders, bring the shoulders away from your ears. Nice. My thumb's here. Yeah. And then you can move it. And then keep. Yes. We'll just change the camera. Okay, so purpose breathing. Let's breathe to the back and side of the rib cage. So we're gonna start our rib breathing. Breathing to the back and side. Try to get the rib cage closer to the mat and then spread it out to the side. So we don't want the rib cage to pop up and down as we breathe. We want the ribs still. The breath goes deep to the back of the ribs and then expanding the rib out to the side. Even if you feel like you need to push the rib cage in a little bit from your esophagus area, see if that works better for you. And then on the breath out, for those who are ready, let's activate the pelvic floor. So pubic bone to tailbone, sit bones together, lift the pelvic floor. And bring the attention to that lower abdominal area. So breathing in to the back and side of the ribs. Breathing out, pelvic floor. It's fogging my glasses. Better. Okay, so breathing in and out. So if you're feeling the lower abdominal area, let's lift pelvic floor, lower abdominals up towards the belly button or rib cage. So still the breath keeps going, gentle activation of the pelvic floor, sink the lower abdominals and lift the pelvic floor and the lower abdominals. Make sure we're not lifting the rib cage. Collarbones are wide. Base of neck is reaching up. Your arms can be bent if you need help with opening the shoulders. And then let's get that gentle 20 to 30% action going up. And then for those of you who are ready, you can hug the hip bones, shorten the waist and the lower ribs to the center of the body. And a reminder that we're working at 20 to 30% effort and not tightness. It's soft, deep, but you're able to activate and close that corset inwards, starting with the activation of the pelvic floor. Okay, we're gonna start moving the pelvis using abdominal muscles and back muscles. So on the breath out, as you lift the abdominals up, the pelvis is gonna follow and you go into an imprint. Make sure you're not squeezing the butt. It's just pelvic floor, abdominals, lift gently to connect the hip bone to the lower ribs, connect the pubic bone to the belly button. Then you're gonna lengthen your waist, lengthen your sit bones, lengthen your tailbone, keeping the rib cage still. You're gonna arch the low back and dip the pubic bone forward between your big toes. So keep it really long. So keep the breath out to hollow and lift, lengthen and arch. Use the deep abdominal muscles. Now, we're going to pay attention today a little bit more to make sure both sides are working even. So as you pull the abdominals in and up, you want both hip bones to sink and lift up to the two sides of the ribs. Sink and lift. Are they working even? If not, keep sinking the abdominals in until you feel maybe the weaker side active, and then both lift up. Okay, so now pay attention. Am I working even on both scoop and lift? Am I working even on my back? Am I lengthening the same? And when I arch, am I arching with muscles even on both sides? That's the lengthening. So pay attention to evenness on both sides. Don't stress the shoulder and the neck. Nice. Are we even on both sides? Lengthen that spine when you arch, and that lengthening is really gonna try to work the side that's not working. And then you scoop, 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 scoop. Feel the weaker side activate, even if you need to tap it. If you need to use your hands to scoop and lift, help the body awaken those muscles. And then lengthen. If you need to push your waist, then go to the sit bones, lengthen, go to the tailbone, lengthen, and then you arch and you feel, oh, is that weaker side working? Is the tight side coming up? If it is, don't let it, just lengthen it up. So finish your last one and then come into a slight imprint, not all the way squeezing, just a slight tilt. And now we're gonna move the pelvis side to side. So I want to really release that low back, okay? Chest and ribs down. Remember that pot of water on your pelvis. We're gonna spill water to the right, spill water to the left. So take your hand to the waist and lengthen, but keep that slight imprint. So you're imprinted, but you're lengthening, let's say, from the sit bones, if that makes it easier for you. We're gonna take the right hip, squeeze the right butt, and lift it up. So now my right hip is lengthened and up. My right knee is going straight up to the ceiling. And my left side is pushing down on the mat. So I'm lifting with one side, pressing down with the other side. Come back to center, keep that imprint. Lengthen now the left side, squeeze the butt, lift that hip up and press the opposite side down. My ribs are not shifting and my knees are not shifting, right? And then bring it back down. So lengthen the body. And we're gonna squeeze and lift. Down, squeeze and lift. But don't forget the other side. If you can, you're also pulling. So you're pushing one side up and pulling the other side down. Now check, are you shortening at the waist? Is your pelvis coming up to the rib instead of straight up to the ceiling. So the distance between the rib and the hip does not change. There's no shortening on the side. Yeah, it's just lengthening. So lengthen and lift, straight up. Yes. So lengthen the waist first and then lift. Keep the rib cage still. Good. Lengthen and lift, lengthen and lift. Okay, let's go into our circles. I hopefully you release the pelvis a little bit. So now we're gonna circle all around 4 points, right? So we're gonna start with the breath out imprint, belly button. Then we're gonna draw half a circle to your right. So roll the pelvis to the right pelvis goes down. Then you're gonna arch the back, pubic bone goes down. Then you're gonna breathe out, roll all the way to the left and back up to the imprint, right? So your tailbone is your anchor point. And then the back of the pelvis, you're gonna circle the back of the pelvis around the dessert plate. So all around the pelvis, you should be touching the ground. Don't forget the arching. The breath, it's a breath to imprint out. You start circling forward with the breath in. So you go right and forward, breathing in. You breathe out, you go imprint to the left and back to center, okay? So moving just the pelvis. Do one more from the right to left. So let's say that's 4 or 5 circles. And then you're gonna switch sides. Watch it. Just the pelvis. A little bit when it goes forward like this, we want to do this. Same movement, but now we're going circular. Go through all the points on your pelvis. Nicely. Don't forget the other side, yeah? You have to dip it to the opposite side. Nice, Dina. Nice, Mona, that's great. Nice, Rania. Good job, ladies. Yeah, nice and mobile. Make sure you did the left side as well, about 5 times. And if you're done, 5 and 5 on both sides, just relax the pelvis. Yeah, and you should feel that the pelvis is in neutral. Give me a couple of breaths there in that neutral position. So just breathe in neutral. If you need to go into imprint, you see ribs down. If you need to go to an imprint position, do. Breathe, and we're gonna go through our marches. So stabilizing the pelvis in that position. Let's go right leg up. Breathe in, stabilize the left side, right leg floats up. Breathe out, scoop, lift, come down. So the pelvis, the hip, the whole area has been worked a lot, so you should be much more stable. Alternating, breathe in to go up. Hold the core together, and then the leg goes down. Stabilize the side that stays down, float. So I don't want to see hip flexors overworking, the leg's very relaxed. If you keep shifting the knee back without the pelvis going with you, that's more challenging. So the pubic bone stays forward, the tailbone stays anchored, you're in a neutral position, so your back is off the mat, and that's gonna challenge you a little bit more. The idea is now, don't tuck the pelvis forward and back, don't let it roll side to side. So all the things we did, we're now trying not to make it happen. So you're gonna give me 8 to 10 of these. Keep the sit bones lengthening, keep the chest and the ribs down. If you need to use the pillow, use your arching and rocks. If you need the pillow behind your head, it's gonna help you with the rib cage. Yeah, now lower the ribs. Good, nice everyone, very nice. Relax your hip flexors a little bit more, yeah? I don't want the hip flexors to lift your leg. I want 10 balloons to float it up and down. So what's lifting the leg for you? It's your inner abdominal, that deep, deep, deep abdominal we found is lifting it. What's keeping it lifted when you lower down is that deep, deep, deep abdominal muscle. So please breathe out. Yeah, that's better. Finish it with the left leg. Good. Let's go ahead and do our crunches. Arm position, ceiling, next to hip or clasp hands supporting your neck. Whatever you choose, let's tuck the chin, lengthen the back of the neck. Keep the pelvis stable in neutral or stable in imprint. Whatever you choose, it's not going to keep moving as you crunch. It's going to stay the same. Tuck the chin, lengthen the base of the skull. Breathe out, hollow the abdominal. Let's push into the back of the bra line. Are ready to roll the head, shoulders, pushing down, hands come down if that's what you're doing. Roll one bone at a time, slowly. Keep the connection of the abdominals come down. Those of you who want more challenge and more mobility on the shoulders, your arms can go a little bit further back. Breathe in to tuck the head, breathe out to hollow and roll. Roll down controlled, one bone at a time. Again, the arms going back is a challenge. You don't have to. Not so far. Not so far. It's a challenge because you're not supposed to move the ribs. The same. So if the arms go back, it's probably maximum around a 45-degree position. So the ribs don't go with you. The challenge is to stay really stable on the ribs. Really nice, ladies. Keep the shoulders nice and wide. Okay, we're adding the marches to this. So breathe out, crunch march, keeping stability. Roll down control. Arms can go further back or not. If it goes back, your ribs don't move. Is your pelvis in the same position? Anchor that tailbone. Keep the pubic bone reaching forward as you march the leg. Nice. So if you started with the right, we're going to do about 6 to 8 of these. Hollow the belly, beautiful. Stabilize the opposite side. Move from the crease of the ribs. So the bra line area, you're digging the esophagus, pushing to the bra line and moving the ribs this direction. Glide the bottom ribs to the pelvis. Good. Finish it with the left leg. Nice work, everyone. Looking really good. Very good. Okay. So from this position, we're going to bring the hands back down. We're going to imprint and march the legs up to tabletop. So scoop, other leg comes up. The legs are separate. So they're hip width apart. Yeah? We're hip width apart here. Let's do single leg toe tap. So breathe out before you go. Give me 2 imprints. Breathe out, imprint. So connect the pubic bone to belly button and ribs connect down to pelvis. Breathe out, ribs down. Roll the hips up. On the next breath out, one leg goes down. First, activate the core, pelvic floor. Lift the abdominals, relax the leg. What's holding the leg? Not the hip flexor, the deep abdominals up here. So keep digging and lifting. Only as far as your back doesn't move. Hollow, lift, relax. Nope, head is down. So just the legs moving. Again, if you need help with the stability of the ribs, use a pillow. Pillow behind your back, your neck and head to elevate the head to give you a little more support on the rib cage. Good. So you're giving me 6 to 10. Keep going if you can. As you move, you should be able to get a little closer to the ground, ribs down, ribs down, ribs down. So you're doing a constant crunch and a constant tuck. So connect the pelvis and the abdominal. Everybody looks really good. If you started with the right leg, finish it with the left, hug your knees and rock side to side. Beautiful work. Breathe out first and the rest of the breath continue down. Beautiful. Very nice. Hug and side to side. Okay, so we're gonna go into bridging to continue releasing the spine because we're gonna do the roll-ups, okay? So feet down on the ground, arms back down. Again, the heels not too far away from you. So bring your heels of your feet in, maybe just in front of your knee or a little closer, but not all the way in, yeah? So your shins are perpendicular to the ground or a little tilted. Let's do a pelvic tilt. So breathe out, everybody. Scoop the abdominals, imprint. Keep the imprint. Dig the heels into the mat, squeeze the butt, and just roll the pelvis off the ground. So chest, ribs, abs pushing down. Nice and soft abdominals, just strong enough to tilt you, and the butt is lifting. Breathe in, roll it back down. And Muna, as much pressure as you can, okay? Breathe out, hollow. Imprint, squeeze the butt. Dig the heel into the mat to squeeze the butt more and lift. You're lifting with the butt, yeah? The butt muscles. Lengthen the knees, breathe out. Scoop and neutral. Give me two more. Let me see everybody. Hollow. Squeeze the butt, digging the heels down. Roll up. Dina, use a ball between your thighs if it takes pressure off your knee, or two pillows. If you feel it takes pressure off your knee. Good. Squeeze the butt and lift. Abs keep pressing the ribs down. We're not rolling out. Take the block. Yeah, so flat. Yeah, shake it off. For the bridges. Good. Watch your knees and lean straight. Good. So just the pelvis. Now we go halfway up. So we're gonna roll. Same thing. Dig the heels to squeeze the butt more. Roll the pelvis halfway only. So keep the upper ribs down and just roll the pelvis and the low back. I still need that pressure of the crunch. Breathe in at the top, lengthen the tailbone, lengthen the knees. Use your abdominals to roll one bone at a time back down. Breathe out, scoop. Dig the heels, squeeze the butt, roll the pelvis and the low back. Ribs keep pressing down. Scapulas and arms pressing down. Breath in, breath out to roll one bone at a time back down. Keep going. If that doesn't work for you, Dina, you can take the pillow off. But it takes usually the pressure off the knees. Okay, good. Good. Chest and ribs down. Watch the shoulder and the neck. Reach your hands to your feet. Reach the arms to the feet, unless the elbows are bent to help the shoulders. Nothing behind your head to make sure you're not gonna over flex the neck. Let's go up. If you're happy to continue, remember we're peeling one bone at a time off. So scoop, hollow, dig the heel, squeeze the butt, one bone at a time. So the tailbone is reaching up, the abdominals are pressing down. Keep the chest and the ribs pressing down, the scapula and the arms. The higher you go, the harder the butt is gonna work, the harder the abdominals are gonna work to keep pressing. Keep reaching your hands to your feet the whole time you're going up and digging the scapulas down. Stay up if you're there. Lengthen the thighs, lengthen the tailbone, scoop the abdominals. From the chest, relax it. From the esophagus, go down like you're doing a crunch, one bone. Lengthen the spine, the next bone, breathing out. Lengthen again the next. Lengthen the next. Lengthen the spine and you drop another one. Lengthen and keep doing that until your tailbone is down. Okay, keep your feet down. Keep the heels really digging. Again, breathe in to lengthen the tailbone as much as you can, the base of the skull and the crown of the head. Breathe out, scoop, and start rolling. Breathe into the back as much as you want to, but very short breaths so you don't lose your stability. Keep lengthening the tailbone with the knees. Keep pressing chest and abs down to make sure you're not hyperextending through the spine. We're really just trying to maintain as much neutral as we can as we roll up and down. You're gonna give me two more and make sure you're lifting only through the pelvis. Knees reaching forward, thighs reaching forward, you're rolling, not with that. Okay, so one bone at a time, one of this. Round first. Don't tighten the abdomen. Hollow. Yes. Soft abdominal, ladies, otherwise you're gonna over tighten. Keep your chest and ribs down. Push your ribs down like you're doing a crunch. So crunch up, crunch up. Okay, the ribs have to stay like this. Now reach up. Keep the ribs down. Keep the ribs down. Yes, that's it. suggest you just hold the bit on. Give some space. Yeah. So your knees don't go. That's so funny, Mona. Oh, Spencer, between your legs. Okay. So quick cross, quick stretch. If you're done with your 3 to 4 bridges, just stretch. Good. Everybody did a really nice job. Do the other. So do 4 to 5 breaths stretching and then switch sides. If you can't stretch, you can do just straight leg to the ceiling. If you can't bend the knee, or you can just roll side to side, whatever is comfortable for you. But it's nice to get a stretch because we're gonna need it. So finish up the stretch. We're gonna march the legs back up to that starting position. And we're gonna start off with the 100. Okay, we're gonna start with the 100 here. If you need to keep your head down, put your pillow or your block, and you can do just the arms and the legs. I'm gonna march you guys up and do about 30 pulses here after we do 30 here, 30 here. And then for those who can straighten the legs, you can try to either straighten to the ceiling to keep the stability of the back. It doesn't have to be fully straight, or away from the body if you have that stability to continue. Okay? So we do 30, 30, then we'll probably do 20 and 20 with the legs at a different position. So starting here, either head propped or not, using the arms or not. Okay? So breathe in to tuck your chin. Same crunch as we were doing to warm up. Breathe out, crunch. Stay up. And we're going to go. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll down. Okay? So this is the pulses we're going to do. Now we're going to stay there. We're going to really start for 30. So tuck your chin on the breath in. Breathe out, crunch. And stay. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pulse from the back of the arm. 2. Out. 3. Out. Hold it. Imprint. March the legs up. Inner thighs together or heels together. Continue. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. Keep the legs down if you need to. Out. 3. Out. Straighten the legs if you want to the ceiling. In. Out. Keep the legs down if you need to. In. Out. And if you feel like you want to drop it more, drop it and keep breathing. Crunch higher. Last 10. Out. Bend the knees in. Relax the head side to side. Okay, you don't have to do the whole thing. As much as you could do was fine for me. Nice. We're going to march one leg down at a time. And we're going to straighten the legs all the way out. So we're going to do the roll up. Okay. So one of the ways you can do is keeping the legs bent. I'm going to show you. For those who know it, you can follow me. Tuck your chin, arms go only as far back as your ribs don't pop up. So maybe 45 degrees. For those who are more flexible, maybe more. Breathe in, lift the head and the arms. Breathe out, dig the rib cage, come up. If you need help, pull into the legs, come up, and you can stretch up and over your legs. The pelvis anchors, the rib lifts, and the shoulders, the arms and the head only reach. Drop your head between your arms. If you can straighten the legs in this position, go for it. Okay, feet flex, inner thighs together or not, depends on your back. Breathe out, let's roll. So pelvis like a bridge. If you need help, we bend the knees. We bring the hand behind the thigh and we hold on as much as we can. And you start over the same way. If you're more advanced, you can straighten the legs, keep it together or separate. It's up to you. And it's the same movement. Breathe in to lift the head and shoulders. Breathe out. Dig the ribs like the crunch. Scoop the abdominals. Find your sit bone stop. Lift the rib cage. Go up and over. Lift the ribs. Lift away from the pelvis. Reaching the scapulas, the hands forward. Breathe out, zip the inner thigh, round the pelvis, pelvis, pelvis. Again, if you need help with a tight back, bend the knees to help you roll down slowly. The knees really do help, okay? And let's go. Breathe in to lift head and shoulders, breathe out. Scoop the abdominals, push into the rib cage, round. Lift the ribs off the pelvis, anchor the sit bones and reach forward. Up and forward, flex your feet, flex the feet. Breathe in to start going back, breathe out pelvis. Push the legs into the mat. Zip the inner thighs together if your back is flexible. Arms keep reaching forward. Watch your shoulders, Rania. Watch your shoulders. Yeah, open up. Good. Good. You're on your own. I'm going to keep cueing you. Breathe in, tuck the chin, drop the head and the arms. Breathe out. Roll one bone at a time. Anchor your sit bones. Lift the rib cage and go up and over your pelvis. Drop your head between the arms. Good. Flex your feet down. Flex the feet. Good. Reach the heels away from the body. On the breath out, let's roll down pelvis. Pelvis keeps rolling. Pelvis keeps rolling. Tuck your tailbone. Scoop and lift the abdominals. Nice work. If you need help with your low tight back, put the sponge on your low back and try to push the low back into the sponge to help you spring up. Nice work. Keep the feet flexed, keep reaching up and over. Nice, Mona. Reach the arms, more action into your arms, Mona. Good. Nice, Dina, that looks really good. Okay. Very nice. So since everybody's down, let's stay down. Good. You're gonna bend the right knee in, okay? Now you're gonna keep the feet flexed. Right knee comes in, hand goes behind your thigh for leg circles. If you're too tight, you can bend both knees. We're gonna stretch this leg. So you're gonna breathe in, holding on the back of the thigh, stretch your leg up. If you're really flexible, you can flex your foot. And then on the breath out, release. Okay, let's go. So drag your leg in. Good. So you're here, breathe in, stretch and flex. Of course, not everybody has the flexibility. Go as far as you can. And then release. The bottom leg is pressing down and the foot is flexed. And go. Breathe in. Flex and release. Nice. Let's do two more. Get that stretch on the hamstring. If you're really flexible, your hand can come up here. Okay, just don't stress the shoulders. Last one. We're gonna go up here. Prop your head if you need to, yeah? Prop your low back if you need to. We're gonna work the stability of the leg that's down. Flex that foot, reach the big toe forward, okay? Pull the inner thigh inwards and take your leg as far as it can be. Let's start at 90 degrees so we know what's going on. Hands stay on the mat, shoulders pressing down, and stabilize the low back. Push this hip down. And let's draw circles with the knee. So bring the knee across the body. Circle it down on a breath out to the side. Out to the side is where we work the stability of the opposite side. So keep drawing the circles. Watch what not to do. When the leg goes, the hip doesn't go with it. It needs to stay down. So how big is your circle? As big as you can maintain this leg down, right? So give me 5 circles to one direction. Breathing out to go down and out, bringing in to bring it back up. Put your hand on the hip of the leg that's down and make sure it doesn't move. So 5, change direction, 5 the other way. Leg that's on the ground, push it down. Keep the heel reaching. Nice work, everyone. Beautiful stability. Challenge the drop of the leg. Good, nice, Val. Good. Nice, everybody. Good listening, good Fatima. Beautiful. And relax that leg in the hip joint. Make sure you did 5 to each direction, yeah? Very nice. Okay, so let's bring that leg down on the ground. Let's slide it forward. Bring the inner thighs slightly together and pull the other leg in. Okay, keep that leg down, keep the feet flexed. big toe kind of reaching. Lengthen the waist, so when you bring the knee in, don't shorten it, and let's stretch. Breathe in, up and flex. Breathe out, relax. And go. Up, flex. Get that stretch on the hamstring. Lengthen the waist. 2 more. Breathe in. Get the stretch. Reach it, reach it. 1 more. We're going to keep it up there, right? So we started at 90 degrees. Bring the knee back in. Release the arm. The bottom leg is working, pushing and lengthening. And let's draw the circle inward. Breathe out, down and around, really stabilizing the opposite side. So knee goes in, circle it around and out, back up. 3, keep the waist long. And as you circle the leg around, try to make each circle a little bigger and challenge the stability of the opposite side. Very nice. And let's release the leg and the hip joint. Release it. Don't grip it. Let it move without the opposite hip moving. Good. Nice, nice, nice. Breathe out to go out. And then when you're done with your 5, let's reverse it. It goes out and down on a breath in, and then in and back to starting position. Good. Stabilize a little bit more, Rania. Let's imprint a little bit more. Yeah, imprint a bit more and then keep it. Yeah, there you go. A little more stable. A bit more stable with one leg. Yes. So your stronger side, my right side that stays down, when I do the left, no, it's so easy. My weaker left side, when I do the circle with the right side, very different, right? Okay, so let's challenge the same movement. So we're gonna bring the first leg back up. Now, so inner thighs together, if you need that connection, so you know where the bottom leg kind of needs to stay. Now, we were at 90 and it was super nice. Let's try to go maybe a little bit more, okay? Don't feel like you need to straighten the leg all the way and then you're all out of alignment. So lengthen the sit bone, get it to 90, lengthen the tailbone, maybe imprint a little bit. Now from this nice lengthened position, so take your hand to the waist and lengthen it. Try to straighten the leg only as far as you don't shorten from the waist. Okay, we're no ballerinas, even though we'd love to be, but go as far as you can. Now, let's draw those 3 to 5 circles each direction again, so it's more challenging now. You're gonna breathe in, drop it to the inside, right? Breathe out, circle it. Don't make the circle big, it's still small, and back up. Breathe in to drop it across the body and to go down. Adjust in the center, breathe out, stabilize the opposite side, bring it back up. Okay, don't keep the circle in front of you. We're trying to go as high to the ceiling as perpendicular as possible without moving, shortening the waist. So release the hip flexors, 3 to 5 each direction. Too big, Miss Lee, you're moving too much. So don't go all the way down. The circle is in the ceiling, not on the floor, not on the wall in front of you, to the ceiling. So either use the knee or the foot to draw that circle. And then we're gonna switch sides. So 3 to 5 each direction. Nice, Mona. Good. Relax a little bit more the leg and the hip joint. So when I say relax the leg, sink it into the hip joint as much as you can. Everybody flex the feet. Flex the feet, please, Christine. Val, flex your feet. The foot on the ground. Foot on the ground, I'm sorry, foot on the ground. So the other leg, we're doing the same thing. Keep lengthening the waist of the leg that's drawing the circle. Again, take your hand there, make sure, is it staying long and still as I circle the leg around, or is it going up and down? So the leg that stays down, it's stable and pushing down, the foot is flexed, you're reaching to the back of the leg, and the other leg, good. We're sinking into the joint to give it more stability. Relax the hip flexors. Woo, relax the hip flexors. And when you're done, hug it in. Woo, that's a lot of work, huh? You can hug the knees in and rock side to side. Okay, bring the feet down and we're gonna do a few bridges again. We wanna open up the hip. So this time we're gonna go straight up and down, okay? Chest down, ribs down, knees bent, feet on the ground in line with the sit bone. Don't bring it too far back. Let's add and let's pull the abdominals and tighten everything, just like we were doing with the leg circles. Now, dig the heels into the floor and try to hover your butt up straight. So the neutral that you have, keep it and just float the butt and the back up without creasing or without tucking. Now keep squeezing the butt. Try to think that you're lifting only from your tailbone. Abs in, tailbone lifting from the bottom of the butt down here. That's it. When we come down, just the tailbone touches the mat, nothing else. You have the top of the shoulder and the tailbone. Tap, dig the heels, abs tight, squeeze. And go. 2. Abs in, bottom of butt up with tailbone. Tap. 3. Dig the heel lift. And tap down. 4. Abs down, butt up. Good. 5. Tap and lift. Good. 6. Tap and lift. 7. Dig the heels and lift. Abs in. Keep the thighs reaching forward. 8. Keep that tailbone and the knees really long. 9. Press the arms down and reach down to your feet. 10. Bring it down. Good. Imprint. March the legs up one at a time. Good. We're going to do single leg stretches. I want your arms, I'm going to do right hand over left knee and the outside hand outside the ankle. I'm going to crunch up. Keep the head down or support the head. I'm going to straighten the opposite leg to about a 45-degree angle. It can be to the ceiling, it can be slightly bent, too low. Imprint. It's abs, yeah? We need to control the movement. Good. Breathe out. We're going to switch. If the hands are too complicated, both hands over the knee. Breathe out. Switch. Breathe out. Switch. 3. 4. Keep the pelvis in the back still. 5. Go to the ceiling if you need to. 6. Crunch higher. Look at your knee. 7. Push into the back of the bra line. 8. 9. Head can stay down. 10. Bring both knees in, roll down. Nice work. Rest the head, rest the shoulders, roll the head side to side if you need to. Good. So we're going to go into the series of 5. I'm going to do 2 more exercises here and then we'll move on actually. All right. So the hands are going to go to the outside of your ankles. You're going to crunch up or you can support your head and your knee and your elbows are together. Let's do it together this way actually. Hands behind the head. Close your elbows in, crunch up, and the knees are bent into the elbows. You're gonna breathe out, lift the legs to the ceiling, open the elbows without allowing the head and the shoulders to go down. Close the elbows, pull the knees back in. Breathe out, stay crunched. The whole idea here is that you're not lowering the shoulders up and down. Let's go 2. Breathe out, reach. Breathe it in. Now let's lower the legs if we can. 4. Maybe the legs go a little bit away from the body, maybe not. Crunch higher. 5. Crunch higher. Touch your elbows to your knees. Come on. Keep the knees far away. Touch. 6. Without pulling on the neck, please. 2 more. 7. Good. Don't pull on the neck. And 8. And now roll the head down. Release it. And hug the knees, rock side to side. Very good. Okay, so we're gonna do single straight leg stretches. Again, head down, head supported. Otherwise, we're gonna straighten-ish the legs to the ceiling. We're gonna bring the hand behind one thigh. You're gonna do it with me. Crunch up, and the leg is supporting you. So push the leg forward and hold. The other leg goes down a little bit wherever your pelvis stays still. Let's start. You're gonna breathe out, stay crunch, switch. Stay crunch, switch. Look at my other leg. I'm not exaggerating it down. I'm taking it as far as I can support it. And go. 3. If you're flexible, of course, you can do it this way. 4, don't stress the shoulders. 5, reach this leg. 6, hold it. Reach the leg that's going 45 degrees. Too low, too low. This is too low. We're not there yet. 45 degrees. 7, pull. 8, don't stress the shoulders, please. 9, 10, and hug, roll down. Woo, woo. Roll side to side. Very nice. Okay, so from this position, let's march the legs down. And we're gonna roll to the side. You guys choose. I'm rolling to my left to face you guys. You can face whichever direction. I have my right leg up. Okay, so for those of you that need a pillow, you can put something under your head. I have my arm, and for me, it's okay. I also prefer my arm to be straight. For me, it's less stress on my shoulders. You decide what's comfortable for you, but I need your head down. Are we good? Everyone on this side? Okay. Now, I have my head, shoulder, hips in line with each other. So if you have a mat in front of you, it's usually kind of nice to align with the mat. Then we're gonna lift the legs and bring it slightly forward to the body. So there is a fold or a crease at the hip. Now make sure your shoulders are stacked so you're not rolled back or forward, and make sure your hips are stacked so you're not dropping back or forward. It's just stacked right on top of each other. Feel free to look. Now let's take our hands to the waist. My feet are flexed because the bottom foot is gonna give me more support. You're gonna lift the top leg just to hip height. And with the hand and the assistance of the leg, we're gonna keep pushing the foot away because we want the waist to go far away, as far away from the rib as possible. And then the bottom waist is gonna come off the mat. Okay, it doesn't come off because you're lifting, it's coming off because you're lengthening from here. Hold your hand here if you need. If you're good with this, hand can come here for support. Now, let's lift the abdominal and tuck the pelvis. And when you tuck it, you should feel that your butt is already active, like the bridges we did. Scoop, lift, butt is active. Are we still lengthening? So connect the front, lengthen the back. Let's go up and down. So toes slightly down. Let's lift with the back heel. 1. No movement on the waist. 2, lengthen and lift. Look, I don't shorten here. 3, lengthen, lift. Can we have the feet active and flexed? 4, lengthen, lift. How's that core is working 200%. 5, back of heel, rotate the toe in a little bit. 6, 7, up and hold. Are we scooping? 8, so there's a little tuck or lengthening. 9, 10, stay up here. Reach more. Tuck, that's pulse 1. 2, keep lengthening. 3, look, no movement. 4, it's just here. 5, 6, woo, 7, yes, happy faces. 9, 10, bend it in. Let's slap it up. Good, here. How did we do? Everybody was okay? Okay, we're gonna do another one on this side now. This time I'm gonna go up and check on everybody. Everybody on the screen looks okay. So we're gonna go back up. Are we there? We're gonna kick forward and back, right? So we still flex to help us today. We're gonna go up, we're gonna lengthen. So look, off the ground we go, lengthen. Flexed foot, we're gonna kick forward and back. So we're gonna breathe in, kick forward. This hand is gonna support you, and the leg that's in front of you is gonna give you balance. So we're gonna kick forward without the pelvis coming with you. So the butt stays slightly back and just flex at the hip. Then we're gonna go back. Tuck the pelvis, squeeze the butt, reach the legs slightly back. Just so you can see, it's not a huge movement. So here, you're gonna kick forward, reaching, squeeze the butt, lengthen the tailbone, and go back. So I wanna see that you're not moving from the pelvis. You're moving just from the hip. Let's go 1. And then tuck the pelvis, reach the leg, go back. 2, breathe in, forward. Breathe out, tuck back. 3, let's go. Don't drop the leg. Dina, don't drop the leg. 4, lift the leg up. Yes, move from the butt and the hip flexor. 5, nice, 5. 6, you're arching, bend the bottom, bend the bottom, and bend. You're moving like this. I don't want to move. Oops, I lost count. 8. All right, bring it forward and relax. All right, so if you cannot support yourself with the leg straight, please bend it. I don't want to see this, and you should be aware if you're doing this, yeah? It's just the hip. So bend the bottom leg to give you more stability. Too much movement on the low back, no. Okay, roll to your side, cross the leg and stretch. Sorry, roll to your back. Woo, that hurts. Push the knee away. So when you do it right, it's miserable at like 4. When you do it wrong, you can't feel anything. So if you don't feel anything, you know it's not there. Stretch both legs because the bottom one was working really hard as well. All right, so I'm gonna roll up and switch sides. You guys can just roll to the other side. I'm gonna swing the leg to the other side, so make it graceful if you can. And then we come down on this side. Everything is functional movement, right? Okay, everyone. Ayu Aranya. Hand over your arm. Sorry, head over the arm. Then, look, nothing wrong with this, okay? Leg straight is always super challenging, it's not easy. So let's get head, shoulder, hip. If you have your mat, use it for alignment. Lift the legs, bring it forward. So now we have more support. Flex the feet, yeah? We're not pointing, we're flexing. The bottom foot flex gives you a much stronger base. And let's lift that top leg. And let's lengthen, go. So if you need your hand to help you, push, 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 push. Bottom waist is off the ground. Shoulders stacked, hips stacked. Now let's tuck. So keep lengthening the tailbone. Let's do that tuck that we do for warm up. Tuck the pelvis in, pubic bone closer to belly button, but keep the tailbone still lengthened. Reach more, rotate the toes slightly down, so a slight internal rotation of the hip. Let's go 1. And down. 2. And down. Good. 3. Nice, that's it. Good. Lengthen more, come on. 4. Tuck the pelvis and lift. And down. Good. 5. And down. 6, push that waist away. Is it working? This is my bad side, so I need my hand to help me. 7, hold it. Slowly down. 8, full breath out. And down, good. 9. Down much better. 10. Stay here. Did you pause? And go. Pulse 1, 2, 3, 4. It's okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring it in. I counted too fast on the side. Okay, so the leg kicks are the one that really challenges the stability of the torso, right? So we're gonna bring it here. It's much nicer with the knee bent. It's more challenging with the leg straight. So let's lift, let's lengthen, let's scoop and tuck, and let's kick. So use your hand for support here or bend the knee. Kick, tuck, lengthen, squeeze the butt, go back. Again, no movement here, and go 2. 3, breathe in, breathe out. 4, Try not to externally rotate the leg. We're not doing that today. 5, 6. Keep that leg up. Come on, don't let it drop. Good. 7. Good. Stay still. And 8. Good. Bring it. Roll to your, actually, I'm gonna make you roll to your belly. Okay? So wherever you are here, where we were, stretch or slack a little bit. And we're gonna go into our back extensions that we did last time. So belly down, hopefully where your body was, so it's warm. Okay, so we did the rockets last class, right? You remember these? I'll go through it again. So if you need to, you can start with your forehead over your hands. Your legs are hip width apart. And we're gonna lift the abdominals, lengthen the tailbone. And you can see what happens to my back, right? So lift the belly off the ground, lengthen the tailbone and find your pubic bone on the mat. So your belly should be pulling off the mat. The ribs are on the mat. Now you're gonna use your neck muscles to lift your head up. And you're gonna swing your legs around. You can drag it all the way to the back. If you need to support your head, put a block and support the forehead. Otherwise, you're here. We're gonna keep the abdominals lifted, the tailbone lengthened, tuck your chin, lengthen to the back of the neck, and reach your arms down to your feet. Drag the shoulders and the scapulas down. You wanna grab the feet and then just relax it. Breathe out, belly in. Lengthen the crown of the head forward, shoulder, scapula, hands down. So they're pulling away from each other, release. And go breathe out. Lengthen, abs release. Good. 3 more, go, reach. I want your ponytail to pull forward or your hair forward and the arms and the scapulas back. 2, reach 1 more time. Good. Keep your abs tight. And 1. Never pulling the hair. Relax down. Make a pillow with your hands, so bring the arms back around. Yes, perfect. Today should be better than Monday, yeah? Hopefully. So now we're gonna squeeze the scapula. We're gonna drag, reach, and squeeze the tip of the scapula where? In the middle of the back. So we're not scrunching up here. It's first lengthen, and then just the tip squeezes, and then we relax. We're still not extending. Sorry, I did that wrong. Okay, so let's go. Arms come back around, palms face the hips, legs are lengthened. Let's activate the legs, lift the abdominals, lengthen the tailbone, lengthen the legs. And let's go. Pull the shoulders and scapulas down. Tuck your chin, lengthen the back of the neck and skull. Now squeeze the scapulas in the middle of the back. Remember, you're holding a small lemon right under your brow line. Release, you're not extending, please. No extensions, please. And reach the arms, reach the head opposite. Keep reaching the head, squeeze the base of the scapulas, hold that lemon, and release. Breathe out, scoop. Lengthen and reach. Breathe. Good. You can also do it on a breath in. So breathe in to lengthen and squeeze. But try to breathe more to your upper back, not your belly. Breathe in or out. The breath out will help you with the stability. Keep lengthening the neck, shoulders down. The longest body line you can do. Good. Finish this one. Circle the arms around. Rest your forehead. Oh. Triceps. So now we're going to go through the extension. Okay? It's nice because we already did it on Monday, so we remember this today for some of us. Okay. So we're now going to reach, squeeze, press into the ribs, shift the chest forward and the arms back. And in a long line, try to just lift the chest. not using the low back. So from the ribs to the pubic bone, we are anchored and stable. We just have from the brow line upwards moving, right? Tiny movement, that's it. Let's go. Hands next to your hips. Lengthen the tailbone, lengthen the legs. Scoop the belly, pubic bone on mat, ribs on mat. Let's go. Breathe in, arms down, head up. Breathe out. Squeeze the scapula all the way down, press into the ribs, shift the chest forward and up, gliding the scapulas down the back as you lift. And then come back down. Release. Breathe in to lengthen. Breathe out, pull the belly, lengthen the tailbone, press the ribs, come up. The arms keep reaching down, holding the lemon between the tips and lift. And then down you go. Don't lift the head, right? You're lengthening through the base. So breathe in to lengthen, breathe out, scoop the belly, keep the tailbone lengthening. Push down into the neck. Yes. All right, so that's good. Good. Keep going. You're gonna give me 2 more and then we're done. Abs tight, lengthen the tailbone. Abs are working just as hard. Push the bottom ribs. Glide the scapulas and the hands to your feet. As you go up, you keep gliding. Nice. Ladies on Zoom look amazing. Woo! Relax down. Make a pillow with your hand and just rest. But if you need to get out of here, toes together, knees apart, push back into your child's pose. Okay, you can support the forehead, you can reach the arm, you can use the hands to push your sit bones back and release any pain. You should not have felt anything on the low back. If you did, you're not supporting through the abdominals enough, okay? So I'm going to stop the recording for now because we're done. So for those of you who want to keep stretching child's pose, you can. And if you still need to stretch the hips, you can go on your back and do the number 4, or we can do the pigeon stretch. So from this position, if you want to keep stretching the hips, you can step 1 leg forward, 1 back, and go into your pigeon. If you want to, of course, on your back, then you can do the number 4 as well, or just stay in child's pose and stretch there. I'm just stopping the recording, but I'm going to continue those who are online.